Hey, my name is Andy Miller and I work at Vertical World. I'm gonna show you what's in my pack for a day at Gold Bar. There we go. Yeah! I usually like to pack all of my gear inside of my pad. A lot of my friends like to put a backpack on their front side while they carry their bouldering pad on the back side, but I feel like that's really clunky for me. Starting with the stuff that didn't quite make it into my pack inside the pack. You've got your pretty standard organic chalk bucket. A little mini brush here. It's just for brushing the smaller holds. Keep it right on the outside in the pack. And then for slopers or lips, I'll usually use kind of a bigger, wider, thicker brush. If I'm planning on getting anything taller, I'll bring a sportsman's purse. It's with me, but that kind of depends on what I'm planning on getting on for the day. A lot of people bring Nalgene's to the boulders, but I like this recycled old gallon water jug. It's kind of janky, but I find that it kind of conforms inside the pack a little bit nicer and is a little lighter weight. Also, when I'm bouldering, I'll bring a bouldering helmet, otherwise known as a beanie, and then depending on how cold it is, I'll either bring some form of sweatshirt, puffy, belay jacket, depending on what time of year I'm climbing. Climbing, and I need a few pads, or I'm climbing alone, I'll usually bring a cam lock strap, and I'll kind of join a bunch of pads together. And some of the pads I like are basically just this simple organic. I also am very fond of the big one. Small kicker pads like this for the base of the boulder. I've got a ton of pads going. I really love kind of the blubber pads from Asana, and they're really thin, but they kind of take up a large space, and you place them over edges and cracks in the bouldering mat layout, and it really saves your ankles and whatnot. So moving into my actual pack itself, I got this really nice one from So Ill. Kind of looks like a satchel, but it kind of opens up and it lays flat inside the mats and packs down really nicely. If I'm bouldering at Gold Bar, for the majority of the stuff that I'm climbing, I usually just like a pair of nice aggressive solutions. Fit my feet best, but choose whatever works best for you. And I'm moving on to some of the innards of the pack. If you ever buy a harness or any gear, it usually comes in these bags. I have one for my skincare kit, usually a base of liquid chalk if it's a little warm outside, some type of sandpaper or filing thing for my skin if I ever nick up a flapper or some of my skin's loose. I like a sunscreen stick form. I don't like the lotion because I feel like it gets my hands greasy, and stick form is a really good way to lotion up the noggin without getting my hands too greasy. Got some Rhino Dry. This could, in theory just be a Rhino ad. I love all types of Rhino skin products. I'm pretty fond of the repair and the performance and the dry depending on when I'm kind of going out to the crag or if I'm leaving the crag. I like a nice heavy salve as well for the car ride home. 2 holy grails are just a pair of nail clippers, obviously a roll of tape. Nice and organized. It's like one of those flippy wallets. You kind of tight. I like having a little no-hang device to warm up. It's not like when you're climbing at the gym and you can just warm up on V0 to VXYZ to get ready. Sometimes the boulder that you go to is kind of the only one in the area. It's kind of hard to warm up, so I'll bring a little no-hang device. Helps warm my fingers up a little bit. On the topic of warming up, just a few resistance bands to kind of get my shoulders warm and kind of active. I usually bring my own little lunch, but oftentimes it ends up just consisting of me stopping at a gas station along Highway 2 and picking up some gummy bears, sour candies, and bars, just kind of rolling up to the boulders that way. I usually forget my headlamp, but I always recommend a headlamp to anybody, and I forgot my headlamp today, so thank you Vertical World. I always bring a little mini tripod just for my phone, taking videos and stuff. Send some videos to mom. I also bring a little spare battery for my phone so that if I forget my headlamp and I need to use my flashlight walking out of the boulder field, or if I'm taking a bunch of videos and the battery's dying. This kind of helps save my bottom. I find that bouldering is mostly a social sport, and it's really collaborative and it's fun to hang out with friends at the crag, but I especially enjoy going out alone some days. When I go out alone, I'll usually just bring like a little book to read while I'm out there. I find that if I don't bring something to read or do, often I'll just kind of burn myself out early and end up leaving. So kind of spacing out my time is important to me, and I'll just do that by reading. If I'm not in the mood to read, I'll just go for a hike and look for other boulders that I want to work on. Looking for other boulders that I want to work on helps out big time when you have a guidebook. So if I'm going out to Gold Bar, I'll bring a copy of Western Washington, Bouldering, Jesse Evans, the legend right there. This is worth its weight in gold.
That is worth its weight in gold.
It's always helpful to have this. Really cool to respect the history of the area that you're climbing in. So that's my bouldering crag pack. In conclusion, thanks for tuning into my my bouldering pack. Consider yourself outfitted if you're showing up to the boulder fields with this. This is my bouldering pack. I hope that you take away some things that might help you in the future. My name is Andy with Vertical World. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, let's go.